I can report tonight that based on the best available information, the Department of Homeland Security is confident that the suspect in custody is a foreigner who entered our country from Afghanistan, a hellhole on earth. He was flown in by the Biden administration in September 2021 on those infamous flights that everybody was talking about. Nobody knew who was coming in. Nobody knew anything about it. His status was extended under legislation signed by President Biden, a disastrous president, the worst in the history of our country. This attack underscores the single greatest national security threat facing our nation. The last administration let in 20 million unknown and unvetted foreigners from all over the world, from places that you don't want to even know about. No country can tolerate such a risk to our very survival. An example is Minnesota, where hundreds of thousands of Somalians are ripping off our country and ripping apart that once great state. Billions of dollars are lost, and gangs of Somalians come from a country that doesn't even have a government, no laws, no water, no military, no nothing. As their representatives in our country preach to us about our Constitution and how our country is no good. We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country. We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want them. America will never bend and never yield in the face of terror. And at the same time, we will not be deterred from the mission these service members were so nobly fulfilling. That is why tonight I can announce that I have directed the Department of War to mobilize an additional 500 troops to help protect our capital city. We will make America totally safe again, and we will bring the perpetrator of this barbaric attack to swift and certain justice if the bullets going in the opposite direction haven't already done that. During this time of the year, when we gather at home with loved ones, these two patriots were wearing the uniform of our country, patrolling the streets of our capital. They had taken a selfless oath to defend our nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that is exactly what they were doing when they were gunned down in a savage attack. I want to express my extraordinary gratitude to every member of the United States military who is deployed tonight at home and abroad. I also want to thank the Secret Service and the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department for their work today. This Thanksgiving, I ask every family to say a prayer for the two great heroes who were so horribly shot, and for their loved ones. Please say a prayer. May God bless them and comfort them, and may God bless and protect the United States of America. Thank you and good night.
It's time forwarded from Il Donaldo Trumpo.
We had, and some of you may have seen this on your phones or on social media, but apparently there was a shooting outside the White House just a couple of hours ago. And we're still learning everything. We still don't know the motive. There's a lot that we haven't yet figured out. But what we do know is that a couple of National Guardsmen were injured in the line of duty. And first of all, I want everybody who's a person of faith to say a prayer for those two National Guardsmen, that they're able to spend Thanksgiving with their families instead of losing their lives, because I understand they're still in pretty tough condition. But I think it's a somber reminder that soldiers, whether they're active duty, reserve, or National Guard, our soldiers are the sword and the shield of the United States of America. And as a person who goes into work every single day in that building and knows that there are a lot of people who wear the uniform of the United States Army, let me just say very personally, thank them for what they're doing. We're grateful to them, and we're praying that they're going to be safe and they're going to spend Thanksgiving with their families. God bless them.
Breaking news, another legal victory for President Trump. Fulton County DA Fannie Willis's 2020 election interference case against Trump and his allies is officially dead. A newly appointed prosecutor killed all charges, meaning Trump will not face any prosecution. That prosecutor took over the case earlier this month after Willis was disqualified over a sexual relationship with a colleague. Trump's lead legal just put out this statement, and it reads, the political persecution of President Trump by disqualified DA Fani Willis is finally over. This case should never have been brought. A fair and impartial prosecutor has put an end to this lawfare. End quote.
Fill you guys in. Okay, I have some bond people I'm tracking. They were expecting to get paid Tuesday. They did not. This one bond person did receive a phone call from Treasury today and was told that his funds would be made available today. There's an outside chance that it wouldn't be until Friday, but the plan is today. They're supposed to give him his funds today. He's supposed to hear about these things and get the money through his lawyer. He does not know quite how much of a payout he is going to get, but he is on the back end of the bond process, meaning that if this guy gets his money, other bond people, bond holders, have already been paid. He said that the money is now in the United States. That's an indication that his funds are coming from Dubai 1 and 2 or one of the other international settlements that are out there. So if that money is moving, that's a critically important and positive development. And according to him from Treasury, that's what was said. Then you throw in one other factor, which is that the last thing he said was, they said it's a go. Today. They said it's a go for today. Now, another bit of information, I'm going to try to paraphrase this. Foreign platforms are supposed to be triggering transactions today, and they will be getting money. They will be able to spend that money on Friday when the U.S. banks open back up. Payment codes were released yesterday. I was told to stay tuned for good news for this week. ISO 20022 is to be fully implemented globally today, Wednesday, the 26th. Look for a major announcement today or Monday. Well, the president is supposed to be making an announcement, I believe, today or tomorrow. These other people are looking for it to happen next week. In other words, our end of it next week. The banks, as of today, are under a no vacation policy as of now until January 1st, 2026. So that indicates that everything is meant to go between now and New Year's. That's the plan. What I find interesting is that these two different sources both said in their own way it's a go, and they don't know each other. So that's the most positive thing that I have. Is I've got two sources, one on the banking side, one on the bond side, that have been told it's go. It's a go. So thank you. All right, don't forget to like, subscribe, Rumble Rant, and Super Chat. But again, also links are in the description to my PayPal and my cash.
Bah. The CBI has been telling us for over a decade they need security and stability to pull this RV off. In fact, Iraq does now have the stability they need. They know that Dinar is already stable with the policies now in place. We are there. We can clearly now see that the next step is the move to removing the zeros and then to reinstate the Dinar. We dare. So it's amazing to see the CBI be so polar. One minute they tell you they're going to give you the citizens' purchase power. The next minute they say, yeah, but everything's stable. It causes your citizens to think you're not going to get anything. Don't let this confuse you. They have to deny the truth. They're trying to put a big obstacle in front of the face of the investors. That's what's happening right now. We're inches away. That's not how I would have worded it all, but spot on, Frank. It's exactly what you're watching. They do the news back and forth to confuse and cloud timing. This is so textbook from any nation in modern history that has changed their value.
Nicolas Maduro's narco-tyranny in Venezuela is so scared that now they're training with plastic pipes and fireworks over buildings in Caracas and recording themselves to pretend to have strength. The tyrant Maduro knows he can't stand up against the United States and Trump. P.S. OMG, that is so funny!
Primer comunicador a segundo comunicador. Se ha detectado un vector aéreo por el corredor Guarena-Guatire. Observador, se ha detectado un vector por el corredor Guarena-Guatire. Tira ahora alerta, vector enemigo, es aéreo, corredor Guarena-Guatire. Vector enganchado. Vector destruido.
Donald J. Trump on Truth Social. The animal that shot the 2 National Guardsmen, with both being critically wounded and now in 2 separate hospitals, is also severely wounded, but regardless will pay a very steep price. God bless our great National Guard and all of our military and law enforcement. These are truly great people. I, as President of the United States, and everyone associated with the office of the presidency, am with you. Posting 11/26/25, 1:23 p.m. SJ, the new lobbying. Qatar targeted 250 Trump influencers to change U.S. policy. Blockaded by Middle East neighbors, the Emirate deployed an unconventional lobbying campaign to win over an unconventional U.S. president. By Julie Bykovitz, August 29, 2018, 10:58 a.m. ET. All of these America-only fraud accounts based in Asia, Africa, and Europe are being directly supported by the Muslim Brotherhood. The traitor Obama is their spiritual father, Turkey is their headquarters, and Qatar is the financial banker of this radical network. Hillary's top aide, Huma Abedin, has deep blood ties to the Muslim Brotherhood, and she married Alex Soros. Antifa and the Muslim Brotherhood are the terrorist coalition that tried to take down America from within. The Nazis control the Muslim Brotherhood, not the other way around. Follow the money. We are talking about hundreds of millions in dark money funneled into this subversion scheme. In 2018 alone, Qatar pumped $16 million into this filth. They weaponized massive troll farms overseas to deploy thousands of fake accounts on X masquerading as supporters of President Trump. The mission was calculated sabotage. They spewed insane rhetoric, sowed chaos, attacked our allies, boosted our enemies, and systematically undermined POTUS. Remember the Epstein hoax narratives? They worked in lockstep with the MSM and Dems to push these lies. While posing as MAGA, they use this disinformation to confuse patriots, censor the facts, and protect the real criminals. Now, this filth is being pushed under the guise of America only to fool a new wave of patriots. But when their MAGA cosplay failed, the masks came off. A full-scale assault was launched against President Trump and MAGA. They pushed the lie that he is just another swamp creature. Feeds were flooded with unhinged nonsense claiming Trump wants a totalitarian technocratic police state run by AI, drones, and robots to crush our civil liberties, and hundreds of other lies. Their plan was simple. They wanted to fracture our movement and build a counterfeit movement led by fake patriots like Thomas Massie, Rand Paul, and the traitor Marjorie Taylor Greene. For years, these frauds infiltrated our movement, but with one update from X, they were obliterated, revealing that the loudest voices screaming America only are not American. These operatives are actively using their fraudulent accounts on X to peddle crypto casinos and digital scams. They are nothing but low-level grifters using our movement for a quick payday. It is undeniable that there are domestic infiltrators posing as MAGA, cashing checks from our enemies, and knowingly pushing this agenda. Rest assured, they and their masters will face the wrath. Posted by @GeneralPatent17.
Just in, Afghan national Rahman Allah Lakanwal, 29, identified as suspect in shooting of 2 National Guard members in D.C., CBS. The Afghan national reportedly opened fire with a revolver. One unarmed National Guardsman fought back with a pocket knife, and another Guardsman returned fire, shooting the suspect multiple times. Both National Guard soldiers were shot in the head. The suspect allegedly shouted "Allahu Akbar" during the attack. Posted by @DiscloseTV.
Donald J. Trump on Truth Social. The United States did not attend the G20 in South Africa because the South African government refuses to acknowledge or address the horrific human rights abuses endured by Afrikaners and other descendants of Dutch, French, and German settlers. To put it more bluntly, they are killing white people and randomly allowing their farms to be taken from them. Perhaps, worst of all, the soon-to-be out-of-business New York Times and the fake news media won't issue a word against this genocide. That's why all the liars and pretenders of the radical left media are going out of business. At the conclusion of the G20, South Africa refused to hand off the G20 presidency to a senior representative from our U.S. Embassy, who attended the closing ceremony. Therefore, at my direction, South Africa will not be receiving an invitation to the 2026 G20, which will be hosted in the great city of Miami, Florida, next year. South Africa has demonstrated to the world they are not a country worth of membership anywhere, and we are going to stop all payments and subsidies to them, effective immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Forwarded from @DiscloseTV.
Governor Patrick Morrisey on X. It is with great sorrow that we confirm both members of the West Virginia National Guard who were shot earlier today in Washington, D.C., have passed away from their injuries. These brave West Virginians lost their lives in the service of their country. We are in ongoing contact with federal officials as the investigation continues. Our entire state grieves with their families, their loved ones, and the Guard community. West Virginia will never forget their service or their sacrifice, and we will demand full accountability for this horrific act. Forwarded @DiscloseTV.
Listen, guys, look, I'm not hearing anything negative. They're putting nothing but good news out about how close we are to this process. That is, putting out that the Lloyds and Arms have been authorized or the codes have been issued in the banking system, which is supposed to be taking place today. That in the new system, the guardrails for the smugglers have been put up, which should effectively shut them down on the 1st, which is again one of the things that we needed to happen. Everybody involved in the process is excited and saying it's done, and we should see it prior to the 1st right now. But if we don't, we should see it prior to the 15th. So we'll just see what happens. We're running along. We're just waiting for the U.S. Treasury again, which the U.S. Treasury itself, I will tell you guys, put their people on 12-hour shifts, and they're mad about it. We're this weekend because they kept telling them it was going to go, but they're just waiting for it to go, which means at some point, Trump has to tell them, go ahead and go, because that's when it's going to go. Up until that point, everybody is very ready to go. We just have to see when it happens. So, just since she can't, she was going to tell you guys she thinks it's going to be Monday anyway, not in March. I'm just joking. She probably still finished.
I was going to just say that's a lie.
I was just joking. Anyway, guys, as usual, holidays, you're getting together with the family. It doesn't happen tomorrow. It's a good final time for you to go over it with your family members so they can't say you didn't tell them. They can still get on the internet and buy something right now, today, or tomorrow. So they still have an opportunity. And you can tell them, just buy some Sovereign's or Boulevards, or just go in and buy some Zim at $70 a minute and just spend $70. Everyone knows. Just spend $70. If it does happen, great. If it doesn't, it's $70. You know they have money because they came home for the holidays. And they plan on going out, spending, drinking, partying. Spend $70 to change your life. I would have that discussion if I was you. That's what I'd be doing tomorrow. And really make it a thankful day together. Okay? That's where we're at. But happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that it's super fantastic. And I hope you share the super fantastic. All right, Ray?
Okay, ladies and gents, that's going to do it for this Hump Day Wednesday. And also to you and your family. And keep believing, because we sure do. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. We're out of here.
1. We are witnessing history unfold in front of us. We are a part of that history. We are the point in time that will forever be remembered as that moment when you will be asked, where were you? What were you doing? What were you thinking? This is the time when we all should hopefully be digging our heels in, be grounded, and be thankful for what is coming. I'm observing everything close, and 100, 100, 100. I'm praying that blessing time for everyone will be remembered with the reverence that this time in history deserves. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and happy birthday to those who have birthdays tomorrow that I get to share this Thanksgiving with as a double happy day. Adam Stevens, 11/26/2025, A2Z Dreams contributor.
To Z Update, November 26, 25. With everything our team has received in the last 24 hours, from intel to decodes, we are extremely encouraged and excited for the days ahead. With so many posts circulating that we are already asset-backed, we are especially looking forward to Trump's Thanksgiving speech, wondering if this is when he finally makes it public. RCs worldwide are firing on all cylinders. We know money is moving every day. We know the U.S. will be the only region potentially slowed by the Thanksgiving holiday, but everything is positioned to shift into overdrive by the beginning of next week. With teams working through last weekend and knowing the urgency and already preparing for around-the-clock processing in the coming weeks, it's clear they are definitely trying to get this done as quickly as possible. Stay grounded. Stay ready. Big shifts are unfolding. We're almost home. Posted by A2Z Dreams.
Mike's bond contact has been told by Treasury that it is a go for today. Payment codes were released yesterday. Mike was told to stay tuned for good news this week. Banks are on a no vacation policy from now until the end of January 2026. Two sources who don't know each other, one banking, one bond side, have been told it's a go. I'm just summarizing a few notes. We'll expand these notes later. Forwarded from Ginger Dowsett.
Deed on Axe posted at 10:35 a.m. November 25, 2025. Latest would be 11:27 to 11:29, RV before December 1st. He continued, "We have taken a series of measures in the field of financial transfer and linking it to the work of outlets, stressing that there should be a comparison between what the central bank sells of foreign currency and the transfers it gives to banks and merchants for imports, and matching them with the fulfillment of fees, and this mechanism will be applied on December 1.
The Medbed. The QFS. 2 keys, one purpose: to rebuild a broken nation. Trump's signal to the people is crystal clear. America cannot rise with a sick and enslaved population. The medbeds are being prepared to restore the body. The QFS is being deployed to restore the economy. Because to crush the deep state, we need a healthy, strong, and financially untouchable nation. A nation that does not depend on banks, interest, or manipulated systems designed to keep you broke. This is the new doctrine. Heal the people, free the people, arm the people with financial sovereignty. The medbed rebuilds the body. The QFS rebuilds the future. Together, they rebuild America. The deep state fears only one thing: a population they can no longer control. And that's what's coming next.
Donald Trump is about to address the American people on Thanksgiving Thursday tomorrow. Many intel providers are suggesting he is going to announce the transition to the new global financial, political, and legal. Once notifications go out and redemption of the bonds and currencies begin, access to the Yellow Dragon notes/bonds will be no more. What happens after the transaction of the YDN/Bs? They will become unavailable to purchase. Individual owners/purchasers will be notified and NDAs will need to be signed. Details of fund transfers will be clarified, etc. via a special Zoom. This is super exciting for our community as we are that close for all those holding a YDB. Iraq is now officially connecting to the ISO 2022. Remember, it is XRP that's fully ISO 2022 compliant. This is huge, especially when you contemplate how the Dinar and other currencies will be exchanged only into the new digital banking system. XRP, of course. This is the milestone which facilitates the movement of money or value between currency holders and nations whilst completely eliminating any risk of fiat being involved. Hence why it's taken so long. Those rails you keep hearing about were these rails, deliberately designed to deliver in full, on time, and with the confidence that funds will be allocated in accordance with the new financial system. It's go time, people. Forwarded from Wolverine.
Global Currency Reset, GCR, on steroids, just got an executive order. Trump's Genesis Mission EO, signed 24 hours ago, officially ties his 2018-2019 quantum program to the full launch of the quantum financial system. And that means the long-awaited revaluation of currencies is now on the fast track. Old encryption is dead the moment quantum flips on. Genesis is unhackable, gold-backed, instant settlement rails built by DOE Labs plus NVIDIA plus Oracle. Currencies worldwide about to be repegged to real assets, inflation crushed, fair value restored overnight. No more fiat tricks, just transparent quantum secure money for everyone. The GCR isn't coming, it just got signed by the president. We're so back, friends. Posted at Dar Capital on X at 1:31 p.m. 11/25/25.
Iraq just dropped a massive financial bomb for December 1st, 2025. And yes, it's a huge trigger for the IQD revaluation setup. Okay, fam, buckle up because this new pre-customs payment system is not some boring policy. This thing is a full-blown financial power move that countries make right before they change their currency regime. What Iraq just did? Starting December 1, 2025, Iraq says no customs payment equals no foreign transfers. No foreign transfers equals no imports. No imports equals no USD. Translation? They're shutting down the entire black market money flow. This is the first time Iraq has ever forced all imports to go through the official banking system. No more fake invoices, no more smuggling, no more ghost importers, no more easy black market USD. This is financial lockdown mode, the kind countries enter right before strengthening their currency. 4 huge outcomes this will create. 1. State revenue skyrockets. Customs evasion has been draining Iraq for years. This closes all the leaks. 2. The black market exchange rate collapses. No more fake demand for USD, no more hidden transfers, no more manipulation. 3.
Money laundering gets torched. If you can't fake customs, you can't justify foreign transfers. Boom. Clean system. 4. Iraq moves toward a unified, stronger dinar. You cannot revalue a currency with chaotic, untracked USD flows. Iraq just flipped the switch to fix that. This connects to everything we've been watching. CBI says they're removing the zeros. Gold reserves have jumped to 170 tons. Early warning systems for the dinar are being deployed. Payment systems digitalizing. Anti-laundering reforms. Banks being forced into compliance. Import controls tightening. IMF and U.S. Treasury fingerprints all over it. All these pieces equal RV prep infrastructure. You don't build a whole new financial freeway unless a new vehicle is coming. No, this isn't the RV itself, but oh my God, it's a massive trigger. This is one of the last big structural reforms the IMF has been waiting for. It closes the back doors. It forces the system clean. It unifies the rate. It raises IQD demand. It boosts confidence. And it puts Iraq in the perfect position for a revaluation or a redomination or a hybrid transition into a stronger internationally tradable dinar. Bottom line, Iraq is tightening the financial system like a country getting ready to flip a switch. This December 1st policy is not small. It's one of the biggest RV-aligned steps we've seen in years. The setup is getting louder. The pieces are locking in. Something big is coming.
Yellow Dragon note/bond transaction is about to happen. The Yellow Dragon banknotes/bonds are the most valuable historical financial instruments. Our private community, the chosen ones, still have access to acquire the benefits of owning one, but that window of opportunity is about to close. It's our hope and prayer that all our members have sufficient funds to carry out their plans for their humanitarian projects, as well as helping friends and family. This is the most exciting time in history as we move from a fiat scarcity mindset to abundance. If you want more information on acquiring a Yellow Dragon banknote/bond, send in a request email to corbin777@protonmail.com. Every week, the Yellow Dragon note/bond owners purchasers community meets. The latest information on the RV progression is shared from a variety of sources. It is a close community. It's very exciting times we're experiencing, and it's fantastic to be on this journey with like-minded people. Forwarded from Wolverine.
A Thanksgiving Prayer. Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His faithful love endures forever. Lord, you are our strength and our shield. Our hearts trust in you, and we are helped. Therefore, our hearts celebrate, and we give thanks to God with our songs. To all my most dearest chosen ones, I write today with a heart filled with hope for a bright future for each of you, with thoughts filled with love for each of you, and a soul reaching out to God Almighty to pour our blessing upon each of you very soon. God bless you and keep each of you always, and bring you great joy and health in the days to come. Love, Carpathia.
Outgrowing people you still love. One of the quiet heartbreaks of adulthood is outgrowing people you still care about. Nothing dramatic happens. You simply realize the conversations no longer go anywhere. The values do not align, and the connection no longer feeds your spirit. It is painful because the love is still there, but the path is not, and that is okay. Growth requires honesty, even when it stings. You can love someone and still recognize that the relationship has reached its horizon. Letting go does not diminish the past. It honors what it taught you. Some people are chapters. Others are entire books. Wisdom is knowing the difference. By Higher Perspective.
Sharing knowledge is how I say, I love you enough to see you shine.
3D. Fear, panic buying, scarcity, anger, complaining, mistrust, high emotions, consumption. 4D. Hope, reflection, introspection, releasing control, seeing the good or bad, self-motivate, conspiracy theories. 5D. Faith, focus on present, surrender, empathetic, grateful, helping others, adoption, creativity, opportunity. Some people don't understand the significance of this. by just in time. P.S. Your actions, words, and thoughts determine your timeline.
Count your blessings, not your troubles. You'll make it through whatever comes along. Within you are so many answers. Understand, have courage, be strong. Don't put limits on yourself. So many dreams are waiting to be realized. Decisions are too important to leave to chance. Have a blessed day. Good Morning by Z. Breedenkamp.